Hello everyone. Today is the 14th of August of 2023. Did I say the 14th of August? I think I did. Either way, it is the 14th of August. And today I'm going to be looking at Nintendo Power. This is issue 220 from October of 2007. So this is newer than what I've been looking at more recently. Anyway, if we look at the front here, we have the man himself, Mario, as he's floating through space with these, I forget what they're called, lumines? There's like these little collectible ones, and then there's these are the actual characters that eat them. I forget what they're called. I might be finding out soon. But here we have Battalion Wars 2, Sonic Rush Adventure, Brain Age 2, and Far Out Mario, and there's something coming up here. This might be a sticker or I don't know what it is, but it might be something from the scan. Countdown to Super Mario Galaxy's Wii Blast Off. Okay, so let's go ahead. On our first page, we have an advert for Sonic Rush Adventure. I don't think I had this one. I had Sonic Rush. There was Sonic Rush and then there was Sonic Rush Adventure. The laptop of my fans gotten a bit louder. That's not nice. Anyway, we have a High Seas Adventure rated R. Hold on. Asterisk. Where's the asterisk? Rated E for everyone. But there has to be. Is there another asterisk? Oh, EAM logo on Sonic Rush Adventure, either registered trademarks or trademarks. Okay. Is that the asterisk? Oh. Let's not see that Hubba Bubba advert just yet. Oh, straight after. Never mind. We'll look it all over for it. For intense piracy. Oh. Don't think they're going to be wanting to advertise that. Race island to island as Sonic or Blaze on a wild and dizzying hunt for lost treasure. Dive into deep sea caves, outrun an avalanche, and battle with pirates as you blast through 14 action-packed levels with 100 unlockable missions. Yeah, look at this DS, the dual screen effect. And you have these other levels, 16 hidden islands filled with secrets and treasures. Okay, but it doesn't describe. I think it's like sort of like a Sonic 2 bonus stage type level where you walk, where it's like you're moving away from the camera. Right. Oh. Here you have contents. Some Daffy Duck there, and there's Pac-Man. And Mario, look at him. He looks like the kind of guy who would go wahoo. I don't know what it is. He's got that air about him. Reach for the stars. Mario's blasting off on his Wii debut. The planets have aligned. Check out the high flying plumbers. Latest voyage. Yeah, the amount of syllables didn't match. Art Attack. That was a program in the UK. War is swell. You're despicable. A new age in brain training. And look, they've got the Mega Drive checkerboard pattern behind Daffy there. And here we have Hubba Bubba. That's so Hubba Bubba. You could win the Hubba Bubba Hawaiian Island flavour faster than you can say aloha, aloha. Grab a pack of your favourite Hubba Bubba, get key codes and log into hubbabubba.com to enter thousands of other prizes. Many will play, few will win. No purchase necessary. I've never liked chewing gum, just in general. I mean, this Island Punch here looks like it's got like gooey stuff inside. So that could like release some flavour. That's nice, I guess, but I don't know. I prefer just like sweets, like Skittles or something. Oh, we've got the sports. Nobody brings the hits like Nintendo Power. Mario likes to party. Final Fantasy steps into the ring. Bleach looks colourful. Phoenix Wright take a stand. Ghost. Okay. And oh, that's Trauma Center. Is that Trauma Center? I think that's Trauma Center. See, I was looking at that, and the first thing I thought was, oh, is that like an injury from that American football game? Pulse. In this Pulse, we talk Sonic. Grab some dessert and clean out our ears. Well, do they still? I wonder if they still do the RPG segment. What's it called? Epic something. I don't know. We'll see. See if they've included any sports games in there. Which, I mean, I doubt they would have. But last time we looked at this, they were talking about... I think it was Nintendo Power. Like, oh, PlayStation 2. Look at that. It's in the middle, in the forefront. Not the Wii one. This is meant to be Nintendo. You can ball. The game's physics are incredibly realistic. And you spin on family night. Oh, is this more contents? Yeah. Dragon Quest 4, 5 and 6 on the DS. No, these... Oh no, it's an index. So they're not listed in the order of when they appear in the magazine. It's just a list of games. And it tells you where exactly they're mentioned. That's neat. That's very good. I like that idea. So at the front they say, like, look, if you just want to know about Ghost Squad, turn to this page. Say if someone opens this and they think, I wonder if they're talking about blah blah game. They can just look at this, see like oh yeah, look, there it is. That's the game I'm thinking of. 26. So it's index. It's like a content first reference system. So you put in the content that you want to find, whereas content, what's it called at the start? Was it a list of chapters? The name escapes me. That's really bugging me now. I'll probably remember and I'll shout it out at some point. But there's a name beginning with C. Contents. I don't know. I'll probably remember and blurt it out at some point. Heroes of Mana. No. Come on. Heroes of Mana. Battle is inevitable, victory is not. I mean, this looks nice. I really like the look of this. I don't know how the game is, but like if I was to open up a magazine and see this, I'd be thinking, oh wow, I want to know what that game is like. Lead soldiers in a struggle for truth in an new real-time strategy RPG. August 14th, 2007. What? That's already out then, because this is October 2007. So they must have made... It should stay out now, but they must have made this before. Must have made the poster beforehand, I guess. Oh, Pulse. Is this user feedback? I don't intend to step into ongoing debate about whether video games should be considered art or not, but I do think it's fair to say that a great deal of artistry goes into the creation of good games. This month's cover feature presents the best and deepest look to date into Super Mario Galaxy, and you can peruse the screenshots. I think you'll find that the imagery is the work of artists with a passion for what they do. Yeah, so this is like questions and answers and oh yeah, letters. Let's read some of this. What Sega does. Right, so this person is coming out from the Sega angle. So they were a Sega kid growing up. As a classic Sega Genesis player, I am outraged by the fact in the Wii Channels column you would have Echo the Dolphin and Kid Chameleon on a list and not chosen as staff picks in Volume 218. Those two games are among the best games the Genesis had to offer. Echo the Dolphin and Kid Chameleon? To this day, both of these games remain in my top 10 list of Genesis games. They both had amazing gameplay and were a blast to play. Both games were really challenging to beat too. To this day, I still can't beat Kid Chameleon. The graphics both games were amazing for their time. You need to seriously think before you do things like this. I'm starting to think you guys were on something when you chose Air Zonk and Bloody Wolf over Echo and Kid Chameleon. I mean, I've never heard of Air Zonk and Bloody Wolf, but I think, you know, there's a point where people people have this thing where they think like, wait, this thing I really like isn't liked by everybody else. They must be crazy. It's like, what are you on about? You must be on drugs or something. Hey, we love dolphins too. We even have the bumper stickers to prove it. But we gotta spread the love to the TurboGrafx games. They hold up surprisingly well. In the Game Watch forecast list, you show DS Air as having only 2 dots, meaning it is still in development, but I saw it on sale. And it was on pre-order on Amazon.com a month ago. Also, you can watch videos of DS Air on YouTube. DS Air made it to E3 in 2006, but we haven't heard anything about it since, and you definitely haven't seen it released. Is that DS Air? So, 2007. So, that might be the DS Lite, I don't know. I think I got my DS around 2007. It was the DS, I got the DS Lite. So that might mean, it might be that one. It won't be the 3DS, not yet at least. I just picked Mario Party 8 a few days ago, and as I watched the credits go by, I noticed a name, Stephen Grimm. I remember his name from old issues of MP. His name was in their character voice section from Mario Party 8. Do you have any idea which character he voiced? It is the same Stephen Grimm. He's moved on to bigger and better things around Nintendo. He wouldn't fess up to which voice he did, however. That's cool. I was watching a trailer for Final Fantasy XII Revenant Wings online, and I thought to myself, why give a great game like a new Final Fantasy title? Game Boy Advance quality graphics when it could have great 3D graphics like the remake of Final Fantasy 3. You guys probably don't know the answer to this, but I thought I might as well ask. You're going to tell us these look like Game Boy Advance graphics? Trust us, your mind will be changed after reading next month's issue. Ooh, so they're going to talk about next month's issue. I think I've not played it, but I think this looks better than the Final Fantasy 3DS. Honestly, I don't like those types of graphics. Those 3D DS graphics. I don't think look very good, even compared to things like early PS1 and N64. So here they're talking about Ryu from Ninja Gaiden and Street Fighter. It's like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Over the years, I've noticed that some of the Pokemon have rather obscure name origins, but I don't think any of them compare to this one. My father is a huge fan of westerns, and not long ago we were watching an old John Wayne film, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Believe it or not, in this film, I believe I discovered the origins of the names Fanfi and Donphan. John Wayne's character is named Tom Doniphan, and his sidekick is named Pompey. Either someone at Nintendo was watching this old movie and slightly altered the names to make them more elephant-like, or it's the biggest coincidence in video game history. They think it's a coincidence. I'm not going to read all of these, but so this person is admitting to cleaning. I'm going to sort of skim over these, I guess. This person is claiming to clean their ears with the stylus. Yeah, they agree with the family. It is gross. Missing profile. I was reading 218 on E.G. Aonuma. Looking for your award to the last... Looking forward for your award. What superpower you'd want, but it was not there. Why didn't you ask him that question? Actually, we did. We just didn't print it. Oh. See... Actually, I think you'll find we did ask him that question. His grandpa was not the oldest Zelda fan. I am 78 and I've been playing Nintendo regularly for almost 20 years. The original Zelda game was the second game I owned in 1988 and is still my favourite. Ah, so they're going to offer up a correction. My all-time favourite is Super Metroid and the Dragon Warrior series. Right now I'm in the middle of Super Paper Mario on Wii. It's great. Oh, you probably have most of the people that write the Pulse beat on both fronts. Thanks for writing. It means a lot to hear from the folks who've been with us from the beginning. Oh. Just screwing with a magnifying glass and a couple of mushrooms out in my backyard, and my brother gave me the idea to burn Mario-esque mushrooms onto them. Here they are. Yeah, how frightfully awesome. Now try it on the back of an ant. What? I don't think you should be condoning that. Oh wow, this is a big one. Oh. I'm a big fan of both Super Mario Bros. Series and the Sonic the Hedgehog series. In the past, I have enjoyed the high-quality games that both of these franchises have produced. Upon hearing Nintendo and Sega's announcement of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games for Nintendo Wii and Nintendo DS, I cried tears of joy. I have been dreaming for years of Mario and Sonic starring in a game together. However, I am very concerned about the voice cast that will be used for this game. I am confident that Charles Martinet will reprise his role as Mario and do a fine job, but I'm more concerned about the voice actors. For Sonic and his friend, I felt that Ryan Drummond was the perfect voice. Oh, don't let Spax hear that. For Sonic and Sonic Adventure, but when Sonic the Hedgehog came out in 2005... Oh, wait, no. No, Drummond is the one that he likes. Never mind, I'm getting confused. Maybe this is Spax. It's Griffith that he doesn't like. Sonic games haven't been either the same now that Sonic X is over. Sonic fans would be most grateful if Sega would rehire Ryan Drummond and the original voice cast of Sonic games, reprise their respective roles. Yeah. We've never been huge fans of any of Sonic voices, but we can understand the passion, Rachel. We can't fathom anyone else besides Charles Martinet working Mario's famed pipes. When I think of Sonic's voice, all I can think of is, whoa, Tails! And Tails going, hey, Sonic! Hey, Sonic! Whoa, Tails! I have been checking up on Smash Bros. Dojo? Oh, that's a separate magazine or some online thing, I'm guessing. And I saw the new Zelda and everything seemed to be in order until I saw her hair. It struck me as odd that she would suddenly change her normal blonde hair to a brunette. Does this have some meaning to it, or did Nintendo just change it for the sake of changing it? It's true. Zelda's lost her blonde highlights for her big appearance in Brawl. The character designers felt it was time to tone back her look a bit. Oops, they made a mistake. In 218's Phantom Hourglass article, we had little boo-boo with some of the screenshots, and that's just not right. To atone for the error, as always, we wanted to run the screenshots again in all their glory. Enjoy. So, what was the issue? I'll probably have to check out 219 because they might be blurry. There might be blurry screenshots. Oh, there's even more. There's even more. How can I convince my parents to let me try Resident Evil 4 Wii Edition? My best ideas are that it's a free Spanish lesson. And also teaches foreign relations and improves problem-solving skills. I don't think anyone will fall for the wholesome brain age approach. Though, can you guys help me? There's not much we can do. If your mum says no, that's pretty much the end of discussion until they make a Resident Evil Brain Age edition for you two to share. Oh, I've heard of people doing this where they say, a friend of mine told me that he'd play Age of Empires 2, but when his mother came in, he'd turn to like the historical facts section and just start just start reading stuff, so that she would approve of it. The thought of online multiplayer not being in Brawl greatly scares me. It is destiny of Brawl to become one with the Wii. I think it does have online, doesn't it? Or it did have online, at least. I'm feeling depressed. I've caught all the legendaries, including all forms of Deoxys, and all the Kanto Hoenn and Sinnoh Pokemon, and I'm rounding up the last of Johto Pokemon. I should feel proud that my lifelong Pokemon trading and catching is finally reaching its peak. But when I finish up my Johto Pokedex, there's nothing left to do. It's sad to see all those years of collecting come to a close. I hope that someone out there understands what I'm going through. We're not sure whether to congratulate or tease you mercilessly. Let's just hope you find other worthwhile endeavours in your life and leave it at that. Yes. I mean, if you really want to, you could go and hunt for all the shinies. But, you know, there's more games out there. Oh. I read this, I saw Yes, You Are the Only One. Let's see. Mario Galaxy just doesn't look like a good successor to the series. I mean, Super Mario 64 was so endearing because you could run through sunny, happy worlds with wide open fields, bash baddies, scale castles, slide down mountains, and swim in bodies of water while frantically trying to avoid being eaten by big fish. As I watch Super Mario gameplay trailers, I see Mario walking upside down and sideways on tiny spherical planets and jumping to and fro in the dark, scowling emptiness in our vast outer space. Everyone raves and runs about how excited they are. Am I the only one who feels this way? Yes, you are the only one. All of those fun activities you mentioned, you'll get the same feeling with this one too. Trust us. I played some of Galaxy. I found it just awkward, kind of. That you were just... There's a video by... I don't know his YouTube name, but it's Barry from Barry Kramer, I think is his name. He used to be the editor on Game Grumps, and he has a video talking about the shortcomings of Mario Galaxy, and I really liked it. Right. Imagine using your Mii in a jousting competition or in an archery contest. There are plenty of great sports and competition for medieval times that would be a lot more fun with the Wii Remote. You can do archery in Wii Sports, can you not? They're not responding to that. Is archery not in Wii Sports? It might be in Speed Sports Resort. Why does the staff of Nintendo people keep ignoring my questions about Animal Crossing for the Wii? Is that you guys don't know anything, or are you sworn to secrecy on pain of death? We've stared death in the eye and we still don't know anything about a new Animal Crossing game. I mean, I wonder how many people write in and don't get a response. Right. Here we have unique two-handed combat, epic boss battles. Harness all the power of a dragon. Dragon Blade, Wrath of Fire. Whoosh. So that dragon is coming out of the blade because it's the Dragon Blade. I was trying to come up with something witty then, but I just ended up saying the title of the game. Okay. Whether the die-hard Pokemon fans are interested in the new connectivity features, game has flocked to Pokemon Battle Revolution. That doesn't look like this. That looks like Mario Party. So, what is this? Top sellers. All top sellers. So Mario Party 8 is at the top. I had a poster of Mario Party 8. So, hold on. This is October. October 2007. So I had just started university at this point. But earlier on in the year, I was doing my A-levels. I had a Mario Party 8 poster. I mean, I still would have had it in uni. But I had a Mario Party 8 poster that I had on my wall, and I got it in secondary school, sixth form, and used to always remind me of Mika, because I had a maths teacher, Mr. Belmont, who would play Mika music. It's like Grace Kelly and Everybody's Gonna Love Today, Love Today, Love Today. And so that poster reminded me of Mika and maths lessons. Oh, Nintendo DS. So the highlighted yellow one is the one that is the picture of Pokemon Diamond Pearl, New Super Mario Brothers, and they decided to show Nintendogs. Maybe just to have some variety, I guess. Virtual Console, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time. And here we have Digimon, enter the world of Digimon. Become a true Digimon master today in the digital world. Digimon has always struck me as very strange. Like I watched the first series of the anime, at least so far into it. I stopped watching around the time that they introduced Myotismon, but it was beyond that when it came to actual games. The Digimon games that I've seen, they all seem like pretty weird. Okay. Follow-up visit. This looks like Shin Megami Tensei. Oh, wait, no. It's Trauma Center. It's just the same art style. If you're like us anyway, if you're like us, always want to try your hand at heart surgery but can't be bothered with little things like medical school, then Trauma Center has been just what the doctor ordered. Now, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that being a very good game either. Big Willy style. Sometimes it's good to be bad. Case in point, THQ's tongue-in-cheek Destroy All Humans franchise, in which he plays a smart-mouthed alien who likes nothing more than to pluck the brains from each and every member of the human race. Pinata non grata. So this is the DS version of Viva Pinata, is it not? Is it? It looks like it. Viva DS. Viva Pinata for DS will follow its heels of its Xbox 360 predecessor by at least a year. Oh, look at that guy. Look how cool he is. Anyways, this Dragon Quest Swords. Oh, hold on. Sorry, that bit there. Role replacer. So this is role-playing games. Looks like it. Namco Bandai has revealed 2 new Tales RPGs for Nintendo platforms in Japan. And what does it say about Dragon Quest? At the company's annual financial meetings back in May, Square Enix president Yoshi Wada casually mentioned the possibility of Dragon Quest remakes appear on DS. In a recent issue, Japanese magazine Shonen Jump, the company finally confirmed that Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6 are indeed coming to the DS handheld. The Nintendo handheld, there you go again. The Nintendo handheld, I can't say the DS again. With Part 4 slated to hit Japanese shelves this winter. The titles will sport a new 3D look, but other than that, details are scarce. No word on whether the games will hit a North American release. The Dragon Quest games. The first... Hold on, go have a drink. The first Dragon Quest game in Europe was Dragon Quest 8, and that was just so the original game was called Dragon Quest 8: Journey of the Cursed King, and in Europe they changed it to Dragon Quest: The Journey of the Cursed King. So they removed the number and added the word "the" to the beginning of the subtitle. And when 4, 5, and 6 came out, they did exactly the same thing. So I can't remember exactly what the subtitle of most of them are. I think 5 was The Hand in the Heavenly Bride. But I mean, if it is, let's say it is, right? I think that's what it is, but let's say it is. Then in the US it was called Dragon Quest 5, Hand of the Heavenly Bride, and in the UK in Europe it was called Dragon Quest, The Hand of the Heavenly Bride. Well, here we have some motocross game, and look at that racetrack. Look at how sharp these corners are. All these 90 degrees. It looks custom made. Oh, there's Dalsim. And there's Final Fantasy 3. Oh, aren't they cute? Soon the versatile heroes of Final Fantasy 3 will be all yours in the form of trading arts figures. Toys based on Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, Darkstalkers, and many more coming to a shore near you. I do not care at all for, like, minifigures. I've had some of them in the past. I got one of the hero from Dragon Quest 8, and I once was given some as a present, but I've sold them all since. Bare knuckle fighting. The Golden Compass. Hey doggy, try the bear claws. They're delicious. Big bully Lurek Brinison lays the smackdown against the forces of evil in the Golden Compass. Atlas has a rhythm. Atlas has rhythm. Atlas has rhythm. I don't know what these are. It looks like sort of like one of those obscure DS RPGs with funky mechanics like the World Ends With You or something. But I think it is. I mean, it says rhythm. So, Draglade. That's what I mean. I'm talking about that one. But this one looks more like a straight up rhythm game. But I don't know. Ontamarama is a rhythm game featuring an original J-pop soundtrack. While you tap characters called Ontama on the touchscreen, you must push specific directions on the control pad in sync with the music. Draglade, developed by Dim, strikes a different chord. In this anime-inspired action fighting game, you control fighters called grappers and use beat combos. Then we have Bully coming onto the Wii. And here, what is this? Game Watch Forecast. If you've always wanted to learn French, improve your math skills, or discover what it takes to become a figure skater, then this month's additions to the forecast prove that dreams really do come true. Okay. So what are these dots? This is what the person was talking about before, where the 2 dots means in development. Is that right? B-movie game. What did the different colours mean though? I don't know. So this is in alphabetical order. Oh, come on. It can be so awkward, this thing. Gotta use the actual like drag bars, the scroll bars. Oh, here it is. So 1 means announced, 2 means in development, and 3 means ready for release. And orange, it means that they're new. So these went on last month's issue, I'm guessing. So for example, Smarty Pants, it's in development, that wasn't in the previous one. But say like Thrillville there has only just been announced. So this is the Wii, and then we've got the Nintendo DS. So, there's another Thrillville there that's only been announced. And Star Wars The Force Unleashed has only been announced. Is there any that are full? Okay, so Smart Boys Game Room and Smart Girls Playhouse. Alright. They were both newly added to the list and they're released. So they sort of just came out of nowhere without any build up. To be honest, with names like that, I'm not surprised. Oh, this looks Mega Man-ish. Hold on, no. Being awkward. Dice, baby. Do. Mario Party DS. Platform DS, published Nintendo. Developer Hudson, release fall 2007. So, this is a DS. Sorry, I'm yawning there. Many of the mini-games have a DS-specific twist that breathes new life into the series. Is that a point on the fact you're going to be using the microphone? For example, you may be asked to scan a room with the control pad while you tap colour-coded booze with the stylus. Oh, I think my brother had this game, or at least some variant of it where you had to like tap ghosts. Or might that have been a Vita game? I can't remember. I'll have to look up a video to confirm whether that's the one I'm thinking of. In minigame mode, you can skip past the dice rolling and cut to the action in a variety of tournament-style sub-modes. A new addition to the lineup is puzzle mode, which has nothing to do with minigames. You can choose to play one of the 5 Mario-themed games that bear a passing resemblance to Bust-A-Move Tetris or Planet Puzzle League, or you can jump into an interesting new matching game called Triangle Twisters. Right. And here we have Mega Man ZX Advent, or rather Mega Man ZX Advent. So what type of game is this in? Because I know Mega Man's had a few, there's been mostly like platform shooters, but there's also been a few like other interesting like different ones like Battle Network and Legends and all that. But just looking at the screenshots, this looks like a neat game. A new breed of Mega Man created by the fusion of humans and living metals called biometals defeat the ambitions of Serpent and its corporation Slither Inc. in the original Mega Man ZX last year, with multiple Mega Man forms, each with unique special abilities and weapons. 2 playable heroes and a vast interconnected world. ZX brought exciting new twists to the challenging, precise, hardcore jump and shoot action that Mega Man is best known for. This fall sequel, Mega Man ZX Advent, is set to take things a few steps further. So you can choose multiple characters. Skip ahead. Advent strives to refine some of the features from a previous game. Players will be able to switch between Biometal menu screen and the navigation screen with the push of a touchscreen button, with 2 difficult settings, normal and beginner. Okay. That looks like a neat game. Whoop. Twist of Fate, Final Fantasy, Crystal Chronicles, Ring of Fates. There was a few Crystal Chronicles games. I remember Crystal Chronicles sort of became its own series. I had like My Life as a King and My Life as a Dark Lord, I think. We had a few variants. They made like a series out of it. The game's multiplayer component consists of a free-play mode as well as more than 100 special quests that feature both cooperative and competitive elements. Objectives range from the relatively straightforward racing through a dungeon to the delight-free, quirky protecting cows from being abducted. Yeah, there's a behemoth being attacked and they're all pushing a wall there. Crops and robbers. So this is Harvest Moon. I used to always get mixed up between Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing, but I can look at them now and tell the difference. But at the time, they were just 2 names that I'd hear the names and not know exactly, and sort of I'd hear one and think of the other. It's a frantic race against the clock. Puzzle action is at the heart of it. So, it's not like a farming sim then, it's sort of like a puzzly game. And over here, okay, look, I'm not clicking, I don't have anything clicked on the mouse, right? And if I click once, it turns the page. So you have to like click and drag, and then if I doesn't let go of it that time. If it doesn't let go of it, then yeah. Live by the sword, blade, shattered blade. I had a friend at uni who had this game. I think it was this game at least. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I had a DS. He had his DS with the game. It was one of those where you could play multiplayer, but you only needed one copy of the game. And I wasn't like into it, but I was just like, yeah, right, I'll play with you. And so we had a game of Fight on Bleach. Can't remember how it went, but yeah, I have played this very, very minimally, like one match. Also, there's more than one. The Blade of Fate and Shattered Blade. So they're both like they're like Pokemon pairs, I'm guessing. Right, okay. I mean, I think the one I played looks like this. I think this might have been the arena. Oh yeah, that's on the Wii, never mind. So the first one there's on the Wii and the other one's on the DS, right. So it was the Blade of Fate that I played. Okay. Objection! Phoenix Wright is in trouble. If you're a fan of the humorous, legal-minded graphic text adventure series, then that's not news for you. Defense attorney Phoenix has been over his head since day one, but this time is different. Now Phoenix is accused of murder. No! That can't be right. So now we have this lady here. It's okay to point when you're near attorney, and she's going, objection! I was thinking, is this Miles Edgeworth? But I was confusing the name with Miles Morales. So I was going to say, is this Miles Morales? I was like, no, that's Spider-Man. I'm thinking of Miles Edgeworth. But no, it's neither of those. Anyway, dead aim. So is this going to be one of those games that use the pointer? The Wii Zapper comes from Sega's extensive library of arcade shooter games. Ghost Squad is a faithful adaptation of the Run and Gun Quarter Eater that hit arcades in 2004. So it looks like it is. And here we have basketball. And do I care about that? I do not. Oh, this game looks intense. I like the look of this. Is this like Front Mission? It is. War Machine's Front Mission. Though it hasn't achieved the lofty status attained by many of Square Enix's other long-running franchises, Front Mission has garnered an enthusiastic following over the years to this point. However, only 2 of the 5 games in the series have made it stateside. Front Mission 3 for the PlayStation and Front Mission 4 for the PS2. The first installment, released for the Super Famicom in 1995, has never been published outside of Japan. It looks... Honestly, I do like the look of this game. This looks like the type of game that I would see as a kid and really like, but never get. Another example of that was Parasite Eve. And look, this is Amano, the Amano style artwork. But look at these screenshots. I really like. I always like. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked in games. I'm trying to think of a way to word this because I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking, is it always necessarily true? Not necessarily true. But for some reason, sometimes when I see things like cities and man-made structures and stuff, and like this, and look at these grey menu boxes, like these grainy browny menu boxes. It does look a bit like a PS1 game. And look at this mech. Yeah, I've got to tell you, I do like the look of this. I do like the look of it. Why go through all this trouble, violating the treaty, even to recon this run-down factory? Turn back time to another world. I'm singing a lot on this one, aren't I? It's on the DS, but it's also on the Wii. But this is the DS version. It's like some Formula 1 game. And here we have one of the newer Spyro games. I say newer, in like post PS1 games. Wasn't really interested in them. I played one of them. Eternal Night might have been it. I'm not sure. Or it might have been... I think Eternal Night is the one where... Oh, look, again, I'm not clicking down. I'm going to click down and let go. Right, okay. So, Eternal Night was... I think it's the one where he's like stood sideways with the moon in the background on the cover. I remember the one where he's like in the sky and it's all like dark purple and he's shooting out like lightning everywhere. Take the Plunge, Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection. The days of packed arcades filled with the sounds of rising scores and metal balls bouncing up bumpers are long gone, but the glory days of pinball live on in Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection. Oh, 10 classic pinball tables. Most pinball games only have 4. Interesting. Seize the Carp. River King Mystic Valley. This game looks nice. What an amazing view. Is that Mount Everest I can see over there? For some reason that comes off as really funny to me because this doesn't look like you know it's all grassy and everything. It doesn't feel like it would be. But I don't know. I love the smell of trout in the morning. This little fishing game with a little like, oh, there's your line resistance and there's your stamina or something like that. You gotta like keep them high or something. Well, no. The red one you probably got to get the whole way down or the whole way up. And this one will be going like up and down. You got to keep it up. I suppose they'll both be like that to some extent, I guess. It's managing between the two, and it is chucking down raining. I was going to go out after this. I was going to go out and do some shopping, but I might have to leave it. You'll drop your line in lakes, rivers, ponds and swamps, interact with a huge cast of characters, collect a vast assortment of fishing gear, and even assist a scientific study by supplying biological specimens to a researcher. Yeah, that's what I'd expect from a game like this. It wouldn't just be a case of, catch fish. It would be, there's a bigger plot to it, with more things you can do. Like you can like move around the different lakes, or different parts of the lake, or different levels, or whatever. Okay, Crash into E, Crash of the Titans. Oh, yeah. This isn't like a later Crash game that I just did not care about. This time, Neo and Nino attempt to mutate the animals of the island into horrendous monsters and unleash them to tear apart the island from the inside out. But Crash soon learns he can take control of these monsters by a process called jacking. Alright then. Strike a pose for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Whoa! So it's a fighting game. Looks like they've got multiple layers of health bars and like extra charge attacks, I'm guessing. Just in a 5-hit combo. 1,241. So is that damage? Or is that score? That's what you get for wearing bicycle shorts. Ah, funny captions. Funny captions. Never Subtle Dragon Ball Z explodes onto the Wii with its second go at motion-based fighting game. Fighting with more than 150 playable heroes and villains, having it out on 30 battle stages. A Wii-exclusive online feature allows players to take on each other over the internet for the first time. I'm sure, I don't know. I remember fighting games, like the early fighting games I remember playing, usually had about 8 characters to select from. 8 was like the baseline number, it seems. Like Street Fighter 2 originally had 8, and there was Virtua Fighter 2, at least the Mega Drive version had 8. And then later on you got like more characters in these games. But I remember there were some games where the characteristic was just there's a lot of characters. Now here we have Luminous Arc. This looks nice as well. We well-crafted character design and streamlined control systems combined to give tactical RPG fans the kind of portable game experience they've been looking for. And there she's doing a big attack or something. Or some sort of summoning or fusion thing, I don't know. Look. HP in blue and MP in green. That's not right. And FP, that's like special attacks, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, this looks... Oh, there's one here. Protect the light. You must protect the light. Is this okay? Is this okay? Anyway, that's for the DS. Whoa, and here we have it. The man himself, Mario. Look at the night sky. Let's see if I can find out what these things are called. Looms. Or something like that. And the other one, are they called bits? The little bits you collect? Let's see if we can find out, because I can't remember. Distant stars, uncharted planets that are like, that take like 5 seconds to span. And who knows what else lie in the heavens. The depths of space are a place of mystery and limitless potential. And this November they become yours to explore in all their glory in Super Mario Galaxy, combining the traditional platforming action that Mario is known for with that wonder and excitement that have become synonymous with Wii. Super Mario Galaxy is the game that Nintendo fans all on you have been waiting for, except for that one guy. That one, I say guy, I think they were a guy. I can't remember. While the game will be easily accessible by Mario newcomers as well, veterans will feel right at home with the repertoire of familiar moves by moving with the nunchuck control stick, jumping with the remote A button, and ducking with the nunchuck Z button. You can make Mario run, jump, triple jump, backflip, somersault, long jump, wall kick, and button smash his way to success. Oh. Dum 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 dum. I think that's like the music for the. I didn't play it too much. The music for the like the hub, or the first level, or one of the levels. Dum 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 dum. Dun 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 dun. I think it might be one of the water levels. There's going to be a lot of different levels of gravity in this game. Yep. Each orb has its own gravity. You'll be able to explore the heavenly bodies from every angle and perform feats never seen before in a Mario game. Blum blum. What's the name of the things? I don't know. So by this point you're asking, so why is Mario in space anyway? Is he an astronaut now or something? The answer is simple. Bowser. Every 100 years... comet passes over the Mushroom Kingdom and rains down magical stars and stardust as Princess Peach and the citizens of the kingdom are celebrating the centennial event. Bowser and his legions attack. We don't want to spoil the story entirely, but needless to say, Mario's longtime nemesis is up to his old tricks. I think that's a given. I can't see the name of those things. Starbits. Starbits. The little ones are called Starbits. I remember that now. Contents. That's the name of the thing I was thinking about at the beginning. I was thinking, wasn't there another thing that was meant to come to my mind later on? Oh. All of Mario's new moves will be put to rest as he traverses one of the largest adventures to date. According to Miyamoto, the game will contain a total of 120 stars to achieve, spread out over 40 galaxies and 6 major regions. 40 galaxies? Is that 40 different levels? Right. Okay, so these are just... I'm looking for the name of the little starry guys, because I can't remember what they were called. But power-ups aren't the only thing that can give Mario an advantage. Super Mario Galaxy also features 2-player cooperative assist mode. If you have a second Wii remote, no nunchuck necessary. A secondary player can join in with his own on-screen cursor and lend a hand by grabbing Stardust, firing Stardust at force. Stardust? Helping Mario in other ways. According to Miyamoto, the co-op mode is a great way for fledgling Mario players to ease themselves into the Mario world. I don't know that it would be used for maybe parents helping their children to play the game, or maybe children helping their parents, he remarked. Yeah, it's the Tails, the Sonic and Tails setup. Art attack. Now that's an art attack. Dun, 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 dun. I can't do the tune. I can't really remember it very well. It was with Neil Buchanan. So what game is this advertising? Or is this just showing some artwork? Left to right. Oh, I think, yeah, it is just showing some artwork. So, Hunter Gandrada, Hunter Gore, and Hunter Rundus. It says left to right, so that 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, and here we have a dead page. Oh no, never mind. Just took a while to load up. I don't know if you can hear that rain. I'm going to open up the window a bit. 1 second. Might get a little wind effect in the background. Now, just to add a bit of atmosphere to this, the neighbour's chickens, because yes, the little bungalow that lives opposite here, they've got 2 chickens, and they like to take shelter in the doorway. Anyway, let's have a look at some of this art. Federation Base Bridge, Chozo ruins on planet Brio. Actual location not used in final game. Hand drawn sketches. Planet Phase. Oh. And here we have that character. Sky color comparison. Okay, and here we have Skytown Steam Lord Worker Drone Commander. Oh, look at that. It looks a bit like AI art. I mean, obviously it's not, but it's got that sort of feel to it. Don't know if you can hear the birds outside, but just more little ambience. Plus, with it raining as much as it is, I don't feel so self-conscious about people being outside and being able to hear me. But look, more art. See, this is easy, we can go through this. Big creature. And there is... what's her name? I don't know. Ridley, that's it, Ridley. War is swell. Advanced Wars? So is this what they're talking about here? Oh, Battalion Wars. The original Battalion Wars for GameCube launched a real-time ground-level invasion of the top-down turn-based universe popularized by Advanced Wars in GBA. Games were finally able to take control of units and get their hands dirty, but not bloody. Fighting with bulbous, adorable tanks and aircraft. Now a sequel to the surprise hit takes aim with the Wii Remote to blast away your preconceived notions about real-time strategy games. I find if something's... For me, if something's war-themed, like World War II or whatever, giving it sort of like a cartoony look makes it more inviting. Under the sea. You sank my battleship. Submarines can hide from the big guns of their prey by diving underwater with a flick of an nunchuck. Well, that's annoying, I guess. I've always found the like nunchuck controls, but look at the annoying. But like, look at these little bits of artwork. Look at that goofy font. Oh. Press the minus button to bring up the map, then scan the positions of units and landmarks. So it looks a bit strategy based there, which is a bit like, gives me a feel of Valkyria Chronicles. And look, more of these little sprites. They look neat. Neat-terrific. Right. Now this is strange because it says I'm at 48 of 91, so that's more than halfway, but this bar, to me, looks like it's less than halfway. I don't understand. This land is my land. Anti-air vents which take out planes and choppers. There's chopper, there's that word again. I mentioned in a previous one of these that someone in my primary school used to say that you can't say helicopters because that's a baby word, you have to say choppers. Anyway, the wheel on my chest come off again. It's awkward. With surface-to-air missiles are particularly effective. They're telling you about the different weapons. Look at that. They've got like, so that's like some like status stuff down there saying like these are the units you've got alive. War, what is it good for? And feel it coming in the air tonight. Now, I say I'm singing a lot, but is it just me? Or are they referencing quite a lot of songs here? Didn't do one up here. Yeah, this land is my land. I don't know what the purpose of that is. Perhaps due to its colourful characters such as Western Frontier Burma Drift, Brigadier Betty, or the Tundran Territories, Sargorgi, Battalion Wars has picked up a cult following that should greatly expand, thanks to BWE's online gameplay. BWE, like, oh, Battalion War 2. Does that mean Battalion Wars 2? Hold on. I don't know. I saw that, I thought maybe it is Battalion Wars 2. I always thought it meant like obviously WII, I was thinking Wii, it's, you know, it's Nintendo. Anyway, oh yeah, there as you can see, Battalion Wars 2, but it's spelled like WII, so it looks like it says Wii. You're despicable. I can't do Daffy Duck. Embrace your inner bully in Looney Tunes Duck Amok, a DS game with one purpose: to humiliate Daffy Duck. I mean, that's all that happens to Daffy. Gets humiliated. He is the old punching bag. I mean, look at this. Like, Daffy looks incredibly much more detailed to others. Sometimes Daffy himself will have an idea for a game in which you can access by tapping the light bulb above his head. but it's never quite what he intends. In the case of Diamond Mine Mine, Daffy's dream to star in a strategy adventure game comes true, but it's a late 70s adventure game. The pixels get larger and the music turns to blips and bleeps as Daffy tries to collect a diamond on each level. You must use the stylus to drag the diamond from screen to screen, eluding and distracting Daffy all the way. If Daffy loses, you win. Yeah, so basically this explains what it says here. In most video games, you assume the role of a character and the goal is to help that character succeed. Neither is true in Looney Tunes Duck Amuck, a game that pits you against the main character Daffy Duck with the goal of irritating him until he flips his lid. It's like this: Daffy is trapped inside your DS, and you'll use the stylus to poke him, prod him, slice him, fling him, blow him off, and humiliate him as he emphatically objects to every step of the way. Yeah, that is very Daffy-like. So this one here, he's in a race. A tear hole in the white background behind Daffy, you'll trigger the body erase minigame. In this game, it gives you the pleasure of erasing Daffy's body and then using paint to redraw Daffy in any way you like. Once you're satisfied, take on your new improved version of Daffy onto the racetrack for an embarrassing spectacle of sports in which you must swipe the stylus, run, jump and duck and blow into the microphone to shoo away pesky bee swarm. So are you protecting the turtle guy or the tortoise? Recycle the code. In the cartoon episode Daffy Amuck is based on, Daffy often addresses the animators directly, calling his skills into question. As the code comes scrolling down the screen, you must use the stylus to drag lines of green text into Daffy's recycle bin until the compiler on the right is empty. Tap the red line to tweak out Daffy for some funny effects. So this comes across to me as one of those games that's probably not very good, but like it's interesting. It's very creative. Oh, we've got more here. Is this still? Yeah, so in this rhythm game involves following Daffy's mad conducting skills by playing the colour coordinated keys of the correct beats, but if Daffy directs you to play a key that is rigged with TNT, he'll play a different key instead. Yes. That oh, yep, that is a classic cartoon. Classic Looney Tunes. I like I say, the game itself is probably it's bare basic, but I love the idea. I love the idea of this. Daffy's got some fancy footwork, but you can throw it off by changing the speed of the record he's dancing to. Choose the correct song on the record player interface, then spin the record around with your stylus. If you can keep the speed within the moving tempo indicated, Daffy's routine will be ruined, and the audience will show their displeasure. Oh, here we have a new age in brain training. So this is called Brain Age in the US. In the UK, it was called Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training. How old is your brain? So quite a different name. But this was a big hit. It wasn't like a gaming sensation, so to speak, but it was like oh look, the DS. It's got this thing going on. I did a thing where I was trying to. Oh, before I go into that, look at the audience, like the people here. So gender-wise, we have more women, mostly women, and we have an older man here, and a younger. I mean, they look male to me. I recognise that they do have a little bit of androgyny to them, but they look male to me. And so they've got this is definitely their, oh, this isn't your little, like, this isn't for the little boys who play wars and all that. This is for the adults who are smart, and the pensioners who want to relax and keep their brain age high. It's just called brain age, isn't it? If you haven't tried brain age before, here's a scoop. Dr. Kawashima, as research has shown that daily exposure to simple mental tasks can keep your brain in fighting shape or more strenuous real-world challenges. Brain age and brain age 2 are equally good at achieving that end, but they go in about it in somewhat different ways. For example, brain age uses the Stroop test, which asks you to identify the colours of words when the word spells out another colour, to gauge your brain age, while brain age 2 uses mind wrapping takes on the rock paper scissors. So that, I mean, that sounds like a very minor difference, but look at this. Please lose. That could be a meme, couldn't it? That could be like person says da, 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 me. Please lose. That is definitely a meme thing. But yeah, so in the first game, you get like a daily stamp, and I remember thinking to myself, what would happen if you got a daily stamp every day for a month? So for the month of September, I played every day, and on the last day of September, which was also my birthday, I thought to myself, what will something happen if I get a stamp on every day for a month? And the answer to that is nothing happened. And then I just stopped playing because I couldn't be bothered anymore. So you have to. So what are these games? So this one. Also, you have to write out the word that those letters spell. And so you have to put in the correct symbol. Right, the practical brain. Places more emphasis on real world activities like playing the piano. Please give change. Right, now they might have to have changed this for different in different regions, because I have no idea what any of these coins are. I think the small one is that a nickel? A nickel's 5 cents, is that right? So you've got a quarter, which is 25 cents, and a dime, which is 10. So hold on, $1.07. So they've got $1, a $1 bill, and then they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Because I know there's a nickel, a quarter, and a dime. A nickel's 5, a dime is 10, and a quarter is 25. But like here in the UK, we don't have a 25 pence. It goes 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, and then a pound coin, and then £2 coin, and then £5 note, and 20 and £10 note, and then £20 note, and then £50 note. But in the US, you get like $100 bills, don't you? Write the words you hear. Ah, so you hear 3 words at the same time, you've got to write them out. Interesting. And I mean, looking at this, I'm thinking, yeah, this looks like a game I would be into. What is this? Rune Factory. Aha. I'm so happy you made it. But I was so very worried. Dun 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 dun. Leader of the pack. Get it? Pack with PSC for Pac-Man there. I feel like, I know this microphone is good, but sometimes I feel like I am speaking a bit quietly, and part of that probably is because this is taking so long. because I have to speak for so much. I've got my drink with me. It's not water, it's water mixed with citrus fruit oasis. And it's still raining. I might just have to go out in the rain. Right. In 1980, Iwatani successfully brought video games to the masses. He created Pac-Man, an arcade game that went on to spawn sequels, spin-off, tournaments, toys, clothing lines, pinball, games, a hit song. Hit song? What song was that? Is it Do the Pac-Man? I don't know. Though Mr. Iwatani retired earlier this year, his legacy lives on in Namco Museum Remix for Wii and Namco Museum DS. Okay. So Pack and Roll, that's one game I've never heard of. What was it like creating and coding the original Pac-Man back in the days when it was a fledgling industry with such small development teams? Back then we would first put together the framework for the game and then spend over 6 months refining the gameplay and adjusting the difficulty. We also did numerous location tests. I think a secret to our success was our tireless efforts in creating a level design that players could play through over and over. Looking back, I think the reason we were able to devote that kind of time to the game's development was due to the small size of the development team and the project's low budget. Who would win if you played Pac-Man against Mr. Miyamoto? If it were the original Pac-Man, I would have an advantage since I'm familiar with the algorithms on which the ghost movements are based. However, in Pac-Man versus the ghosts are controlled by human opponents, so I think it's safe to say that either of us could win. I'd like to challenge him to a game of Pac-Man versus. And we have another weird Pac-Man game there. And some information about the old Mr. Pac himself. Or Mr. Man. I don't know. Look, value pack. Nice little. They really like to pack in these puns, don't they? What do you think makes a video game fun? I would say good game design that allows players to quickly come up with their own gaming strategies. If players think, hey, if I do this, then I can beat this level, then they'll want to try out their strategy right away and have fun with it. I agree. I think that is definitely something that's, well, maybe, I mean, maybe not like one-to-one, like, doesn't necessarily make a game good, but I think it's definitely a part of a good winning formula. Anyway. One of the most unsung GameCube titles of all time is Pac-Man Versus, the multiplayer-only title that puts one player in the role of Pac-Man while up to 3 other players play the part of the ghost in pursuit. So, that's interesting. I wonder if that would be hard. I wonder if it would be easy for the ghosts, because, you know, like, because the player is going to have to... Ah, right, yeah. I was going to say, the player is going to have to, like, venture into the corners eventually, so they will be trapped. But that's where the super pellets are, aren't they? Oh, right, yeah, okay, so that wouldn't necessarily make it easier for the ghosts. Where do you see video games in 10 years? Okay, so this is 2007, so their prediction for 2017 is, I think a hybrid game system combining consoles, handhelds, arcade games, PCs and mobiles may be developed. I think it will not only allow users to play games, but also have social applications. That's, well, that is pretty good prediction, I would say, because, you know, you've got the Switch that combines handheld and console. Not only allow users to play games, but also have social applications. So what is this game here? Obscure arcade title Motos is reinvented as Pac-Motos. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey Sonic! Whoa, Tails! Deep blue. Sega's fleet-footed Hedgehog returns to the DS for some high-seas hijinks in Sonic Rush Adventure. Yeah, this is the one that I didn't have, I think. Yeah, Sonic 2005 Sonic Rush, that's the one that I had. What a rush! Whoa, hey, whoa. Sonic's classic corkscrews and loop-de-loops are better with 2 screens. I mean, it is strange, isn't it? With the 2 screens, you effectively got like a tall screen. So, it's like my external monitor, in a way. In keeping with the series' tradition of barely controlled chaos, each locale is filled with sorts of crazy environmental gadgets that swing, hoist, and hurl our beloved Hedgehog to and fro. See, our beloved Hedgehog. Can't say Sonic another time. You have to say our beloved Hedgehog. One of the coolest is the hang glider that allows Sonic to stay airborne as long as he follows a series of flashing arrows. Careful, Sonic. We'd hate to see you roasted Hedgehog on the menu. This is interesting choices of font here. I think because I think it's sort of like with the pirate theme. So the ring sort of has like a, it's themed like treasure, I guess. And no, they have oh, look at this. First of all, got some more here. Epic Center. That's what the thing was called. Epic Center. The RPG segment. See, this is what I'm just keep remembering random things. With the Sonic boost to avoid getting whacked by... Oh, that's from the previous page. Though it may seem a relatively minor point, those who played the original Rush will also be delighted to know that the bottomless pits are far less common in the follow-up. That was mentioned as a major complaint by players of the previous title. So it's something we intentionally focused on when creating the stage designs. The game still offers a considerable challenge, but the decreased likelihood of suddenly falling to your death certainly cuts down on the degree of frustration. I think bottomless pits, I always think, bottomless pits are at their best when it's very clear that they are there. So it's something that you... So if, like with a Sonic game, you're running around loops and then there's a bottomless pit after that, that can be rather jarring. But if, say, you're just dropping down from a large... Say you're dropping down from like a chute and you just land on the floor, so you come to like a stop. And on that stop you're on like a ledge with a bottomless pit next to you with like some platforms floating around. Then that is a better use of bottomless pits, I think. Hedgehog of the Sea. The conclusion of each day, Sonic returns to an island that serves as the game's central hub. There he can walk around in full 3D environment and speak with the island's inhabitants. Tackle bonus missions to earn assorted unlockables such as Chaos Emeralds or access the game's Wi-Fi features, which include a 2-player battle mode and time attack leaderboards. So, we're going to get a picture of these 3D because this just looks like a forward-moving like minigame. But that's not like, that won't be like the central hub or anything. Anyway, you found the Ocarina, which we are selling. I mean, that is certainly something that they would that would be a neat little what's the word, like merchandise, I guess, although not necessarily merchandise, because this horseshoe one doesn't look like something from Zelda, from anything that I've seen. Eagle Bone Flute. It's just sort of like, these aren't people necessarily interested in instruments, these are people interested in Zelda. You get an Ocarina Enchantment CD, available for download only from our website. I wonder if that's available like just like on YouTube. I wonder how easy it'll be to find. Songbird. whatever that word says. Beninas? Songbird, does it say it anywhere else? Oh, ocarina! Ocarina's obviously, like, you know, sometimes it takes a bit of time for it to click that it's the obvious thing. Songbird ocarinas. Whoa, Naruto's dream. Someday I'm going to be a Hokage, Naruto, and you can win prizes of Naruto stuff on Naruto Virtual Console. Old games on the Virtual Console. In my humble opinion, Shining Force stands as one of the greatest strategy RPGs of all time. This Genesis classic is renowned for its impressive battle graphics, diverse cast of characters, and deep addictive gameplay. I've played a little bit of Shining Force 2. Is this Shining Force 1 then? I think it must be. Dynamite Headdy. You may have heard of Dynamite Headdy before, but this platforming sensation is not to be missed. The second Genesis title from Treasure Stars, a puppet who uses his head as both a weapon and a grappling hook. You can even swap heads to gain new powers. So these are some lesser ones that they don't want to spend too much time on. What? Nintendo's answer to early 80s arcade hit Joust not only played as well as that game, but possibly even one-upped it in the fun department. Why? There's something very endearing about a two-player game that's this easy to pick up and play. Highly recommended for arcade addicts. Balloon Fight. You've got Silent Debuggers, which I've never heard of, and Star Soldiers, which I've never heard of. Sonic 2. Considered by many to be the pinnacle of the series. Not by me. I would say Sonic 3 Knuckles is better. Yoshi, just a game called Yoshi. I don't remember that. Oh, see, I'm not clicking. I haven't got anything clicked down, but if I click and then move a bit and then let go. Devil's Crush. I think I've seen like videos of that. Knock out enemies and shoot for a high score. This creepy ahead of the times video pinball game. If you're a fan of Pinball of the Dead, who isn't, Devil's Crush will be right up your alley. So yeah, it's basically like pinball, but not realistic pinball. It's got like demons and stuff going around and all that. Kirby's Dream Course. So this is the golf one, isn't it? Yeah. This SNES title borrows the power bar interface from golf games and applies it to a bizarro world obstacle course floating in the sky. So yeah, it's golf but Kirby themed. Best of Show Off. We have Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games. Luigi won the race. Is that the race? Or that the triple jump? I can understand Luigi being good at a triple jump. He has a very floaty jump, so that makes sense. I mean, and it is strange, isn't it? Like, Sonic is known for speed, and yet he is there on a racetrack with Bowser and Dr. Robotnik. It just seems weird. It's like, oh yeah, obviously Sonic's gonna win. The long-time rivals challenging one another was enough to keep us hyped about Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but even better was the promise of a wide variety of events and intuitive controls, where we only saw the 100-meter dash, pump the remote and nunchuck up and down to run, the triple jump, pump the controllers and then raise the remote to jump, and the hammer throw, spin the remote around, then press B to throw. More than 20 authentic competitions will be included in the final game. So this is basically like the newer version of track and field. You know, when you got like smash the two buttons. But it is weird, isn't it? Like, and let's be honest, it is weird still that Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games was actually like a thing. Anyway, the MP staff picks the 10 games that stole the show at E3 2007. So that's number 10. Then we have Soul Calibur Legends. I'm not sure what Legends is. It's like a Wii specific one with Wii controls. Wii Fit. What brain is just for your brain, Wii Fit intensity for your body. No, you won't have the physique of a pro wrestler, but at least you might be able to climb a set of stairs without having to take a breather. Yeah, so that's number 8. Moving on. Contra 4. Hold on. Second Wiki's Quest for by Brados Treasure. Contra 4. So this looks DS based on the height of the screen. First, the bad news. The 4-player mode shown in the early screenshots of Contra 4 was nowhere to be seen at E3, and the words it probably won't be part of the final game. But good news, however, is that the game is still shaping up to be incredible with just 2 players. It's like Rambo meets Aliens with an extra shot of awesome. Mario Kart Wii. The Wii, for me, always felt like... I don't know. As a console, I never really liked it. I always felt... Like, Nintendo-wise, I wasn't really keen on the N64. I liked the GameCube. Wasn't really keen on the Wii. But everything felt... Even games, even if it wasn't necessarily the case, even though, you could have... Like, Mario Kart Wii, I'm sure it's a good game. But I always just felt like the Wii added an extra, like, a layer of dullness to everything. I don't know what it is. Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles. So this is another... Yeah. See, it requires the... Well, it doesn't require the zapper, but it's... They used to sell all these, like, accessories for the Wii. And it was just like bits of plastic. You know what? It's very reminiscent of the NES, where like I've seen the AVGN videos where they used to sell like these extra these bits of plastic that you put controllers in. Anyhow, Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass. It's a familiar exploration-based Zelda formula that fans have come to love, but reinvented with touchscreen controls, allowing for new types of gameplay and broader appeal. Phantom Hourglass looks as great at the show. We can't wait to further explore the game's vast oceans and delve into the challenging temple of the Ocean King. I think this is the one where my brother was telling me about. It was either this or Spirit Tracks, where one of the puzzles you had to close the lid and open it up, and someone at uni was telling him like, oh, that's a really excellent game design, and he was just like, no, it's not, and I'm definitely on his side here. Just one of those like annoying things, like, oh right, okay, well it's creative, but it doesn't make the game better at all. I mean, I suppose, like, if you're playing the game and you think, like, it's one of those things where if you figure it out, you might feel like a genius. But if you don't figure it out, you'll probably just feel cheated. Anyway, number 1 is Super Mario Galaxy. Super Mario Galaxy puts the most other Wii games to shame. The controls are the paragon of perfection that we've come to expect from the mustachioed plumber. And the out-of-this-world level designs are as awesome as they are unapologetically weird. Yeah, and there's Mario as a ghost, and there's a giant Goomba, oh no! Even in space, it's Mario's duty to protect us from sentient produce. Dun dun, dun 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 dun. Anyway, we have classified info. Nobody likes a cheater except us. So these are cheats in old, these are like virtual console. They're on the virtual console, so they can talk about them again. Whereas if we're talking about like the GameCube, they wouldn't talk about these because they're not relevant anyway. This one's an oldie, but it's still a goodie. After your game is over and you're at the title screen, hold A and press start. You will continue the game at the beginning of the world in which you died. That's Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Mega Speed. Disable special moves in Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Some passwords. Ghouls and Ghosts. There's plenty there. Fake power-up. If you pause the game and enter the Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, your ship will explode when you unpause. In Gradius 3. The classic Konami code. Oh, Donkey Kong Country. Start with 50 lives. Sound test. Super Castlevania 4. Final Battle Treasure Trove. Yeah, so this is... I think this was... I'm going to look at this. If you've made it all the way to the end of Super Castlevania 4, you deserve a reward. Instead of going up the stairs for the final battle, jump left off the ledge to find an invisible platform, then go farther left to get fully powered up. Well, that isn't what I was thinking of, but I do think I've seen that before. The thing with all old games, they do like to really hide things away, don't they? Anyway, there's Keiji Inafune. Here's an interview. So this is about Mega Man. I've heard you consider Mega Man 3 one of your least favourite Mega Man games. Why is that? The reason I said that was my least favourite wasn't because of the gameplay or that I didn't like the game, but because it was mainly just because of what went into the game and what was behind the release of the game. For example, I was forced to put the game out before I thought it was ready, and we lost the main planner along the way. So I had to basically fill that role to finish the game. I thought that we needed more time, and we had 2 months to finish the final 50% of the game. I knew that if I had more time to polish it, we could do a lot of things better. Make it a better game, but the company said we needed to release it. The whole environment behind what went into the production of the game is what I least favourite. Numbers 1 and 2, I really wanted to make the games. I was so excited about them. Number 3, it just turned out very different. If you're a true Blue game fan, you've probably played most of these titles, plus a few dozen additional Mega Man games we don't have room to list. DuckTales? Street Fighter? What, just because they're Capcom? Is that what it is? Oh, they've got the same character designer and character portraits artist. Oh, right, okay. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I really wanted to become a manga artist. I enjoyed thinking up stories and designing characters for my own comedy manga. How has the video game industry changed since you've been involved with it? And how has your role changed within the industry? When I first joined the industry, and this might be a bit blunt, there weren't many large, wonderful companies making games. Instead, there were many companies that wanted to become large by making video games. So back then, the industry wasn't very strict or set in its ways. Now that the industry has large companies that are listed on stock exchanges, making games has become very serious business. Things aren't quite as unrestricted as before. On the other hand, we now have more money, better equipment, and better environments to work in. When I first started, the equipment and environment weren't nearly as good. That's just technology, isn't it? I was even working in a room with pipes coming out of the walls. Oh dear. Which do you think is... So it's going to be continued on the next page. Whoop. Oh yeah, there's lots here. Worse, the American box art for Mega Man 1 or the European box art for Mega Man 2? It's hard to compare directly, but I think the cover of Mega Man 1 for the US did more damage to the game, so that would probably be my choice. Anything you'd do different? I think there's always things that when you look back you wish you could have done better, and that just isn't for me and Mega Man, but me and every other game I've worked on, I've made or worked on, and I think for most developers out there, I can't read this proper. I can't, like, I read this, it's like I don't know, like, the cadence of the sentences. And that just isn't for me and Mega Man, that isn't just for me and Mega Man, but me and every other game I've made or worked on. And I think for most developers out there, okay, so, see, this is what I don't like about, like, written text as much as I like about, like, hearing spoken word. Why I'm into audiobooks, but I won't read, like, a physical book or an ebook or anything like that, is this. Like, and that isn't just me and Mega Man, so the emphasis there is on just and not. That isn't just for me and Mega Man. Like, I don't know, just the way that I read that sentence. Do you ever get sick of Mega Man? For me, it's more like I'm Mega Man's father. To a parent doesn't get tired of looking at their kids' faces after 20 years. For me, I'm looking at my son or something I've created, so I don't really get tired of it. Right. So let's skip forward a bit. Right, so what are your thoughts on the companies making more casual games, especially since Capcom is known for appealing to the hardcore? Especially with the DS, I think there is a big movement towards more casual-like games that people can pick up and play, and there are companies who are doing that because that's what's popular right now, and that's easy to develop, and that's easy, and the development times are short, and it costs less, and they sell well. Okay. Just in Capcom's point of view, like you said, we are known as Hardcore Gamers Gaming Company. We may not be making games like that, just because everyone else is. We can't let everybody else decide what we're going to make, so we need to keep true to our roots and keep making games that people expect us to make, but still branch off into other genres or areas from time to time. I like his thinking. But at least for Capcom, we need to stay true to what we're good at. Looking at DS, we still want to make hardcore games for gamers, for people who love games, but if it's on DS, we'll have to figure out how to make a game unlike what everyone else is doing. We have to figure out how we can make it very Capcom-like. A very Capcom-like game that still fits within the parameters of the DS and how that works. I like his thinking. So what does he enjoy the most? The exciting feeling you get when you first decide this is the kind of game I want it to be. Whether you can do it, what it will be like, all that is very exciting. The other great part is when the game is released. For me, the most exciting part is that the first bit, but also just seeing little things work, just having it where it's like I want to make it so that it makes this sound effect when this thing happens, and maybe like have this animation go on, and then when it happens, it like when it works just perfectly, it's like it just blows my mind. It's like I love this, and I can just like sit there and play with it for ages, just like opening menus and all that sort of stuff. So, overall, I really like action games. Lately, we've been more into first-person shooters. Right. So these are more Mega Man, more Capcom games. We've got Dead Rising. Oh, Xbox 360. Oh, PlayStation 2. Oh. But this is not Nintendo. What are you doing? You're advertising non-Nintendo things. Anyway, here we have Yoshi. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. So some interesting information about Yoshi there. And here we have some of the previous editions. We've got all the player guides, alright, and some of the Nintendo Power magazines. And then in this edition, we talk about this thing. Oh, The Legend of Mystical Ninja on the Super Nintendo. So this is So is this a particular feature where they go back and look at old games, or is this Virtual Console related? Covered in issues 33, 34, 36, 42 and 128. So, yeah. Obviously those are earlier issues. It started, issue 1 was in 1988. If you lose all your lives, you're thrown back to the beginning of the level, or you can enter a pathway to jump to a save point. The game's diversions include a game show that tests your memory of the game's events long before Chuck Quizmo repeated the gag in Paper Mario. Is this like a beat 'em up sort of deal? He's looking at old games. iNinja, that doesn't look that old. And over here, reviews, in-depth reviews for the latest games. We've got some reviews coming up. Dave Mirra's BMX Challenge. Does that be the first one? Because I had the second one. Incorruptible. Metroid Prime 2 Corruption. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. 3 Corruption? 2 is Echoes. Is 3 Corruption? I thought 3 was something else. Anyway, I'm going to close the window. It's not raining, so maybe I will go out once I finish this. Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. That doesn't sound right to me. Because I had a friend at uni who was into Metroid Prime. But I don't remember it being called Corruption. Just says, oh, look at this. I don't have the mouse held down. If I click and do that, looks like we've got a dead page there. That's a shame. Shoot first, stare in awe at the level design later. There will be murmurs about the lack of multiplayer mode and a rather light implementation of WeConnect 24. Ignore them. Metroid has always been about quality single-player adventuring to the end. Corruption exemplifies the Metroid experience better than any game before it. Deeply enjoyable and satisfying. This is the title that gamers have been waiting for. I mean, I'm thinking to myself now, like, it's just, I don't know, I just remember it coming out and it being like a big deal. And I'm thinking, oh, I guess it was called Corruption. Anyway, it looks like we've got a dead page there. So hopefully that was this football game. Oh. Nearly done. Yeah, look, it looks like here I've got plenty of time, like plenty of pages left according to the bar, but I don't. Carnival Games. Okay, I've got a funny story to tell about Carnival Games. My dad was once looking on eBay or something to get a Wii, and there was one entry listed where it was like Wii plus 110 games or something. And one of the games there listed was 25. I think it was called 25 Carnival Games, and that was listed as if it covered 25 games. So they said like 100 games, and 25 Carnival Games counted as 25 of those entries. Yeah. It appears to be a carny version of Wii Sports, but with skee ball instead of bowling, miniature golf instead of regular golf, and sedated-looking weirdos instead of the more cheerful me's. But once you dig into this vast collection of carnival-themed activities, you'll find there's more of a single-player focused experience than Wii Sports. Not to say that there isn't multiplayer, of course. Mega Man's new Mega Man, same formula. So this looks like a Battle Network one. So Mega Man Star Force. Yeah, it kind of does. Mega Man's new Star Force powers are also a lot of fun. You get unique transformations depending on which of the 3 versions of the game you're playing. Leo, Dragon or Pegasus. Unfortunately, there are way too many random battles, and the isometric dungeons are pretty plain in their designs. Fortunately, many areas have touch-driven minigames added in, like tapping icons to blast evil musical notes or flicking missiles at enemy ducks. They say too many random battles, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's fine. And then they say, fortunately, there's these minigames, I'm thinking, well, that sounds bad. Dave Mirra's... Hold on. Here we have some random Dave Mirra's BMX challenge. Yeah, I have Dave Mirra 2. Given the recent dry spell of extreme sports games, we were probably more excited for a new Dave Mirra game than we should have been. Whoops. Essentially, a poorly executed flat ground version of Tony Hawk's Downhill Jam. BMX Challenge proves very little payoff for our excitement. You hold the Wii remote sideways. Like in most driving games, turning actually feels pretty smooth and accurate. However, the rest of the controls, such as shaking the remote to jump, feel unresponsive. Shaking the remote... That sounds bad. Yeah. Garfield Nightmare. Yeah, that looks a bit like a nightmare. Floating donuts in the ice caps. Alien Syndrome. Operation Vietnam. That's DS games. Oh, the Wii game is shown like a tall screen. The Wild West. By tapping the boundaries of a circle that surrounds the player control character on the DS touchscreen in Majesco's Western themed shooter. There it is again. They can't say in the Wild West. They have to say Western themed shooter. They have to rename it to supply more information. You are able to fire at all angles. The drawback is that while you're going at it with guns ablaze, your fingers and the stylus will likely obscure your view of the character. Yeah. And here we have, we're about at the end. A month to remember. So these are scores reflect individual reviews. Opinions indicate the circle indicates Wi-Fi compatible. So this is saying, if you want to hear about this game, we cover it in this volume, and this is its ESRB rating. And score, that's what we give it. Also, it's added to the archive. Right. Oh. And there's more here. Oh, and GameCube. Alright then. And DS. Pogo Island, I've never heard of that before. When I first played Pogo Island, I was tempted to dismiss EA's attempt to import the Pogo brand of casual online games to the DS because of the awkward adventure element that was tacked on. But months after launch, I find it remains one of the most played titles at Pearland Manor. Why? Simplicity and portability. Pop It, in particular, is always worth a few minutes between household tasks. So, some sort of puzzle game, I guess? And is that it? No. Oh, now it's page 92 of 103. So there's still more to go. Bound by Honor. Devotees of Super Nintendo classic Earthbound take video game fandom to the next level and then some. Attack of the Tats. So people showing off their tattoos. So, Manaphy is a special Pokemon that you won't be able to find normally in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl until now. The only way you could snag it was to find a Manaphy egg in Pokemon Ranger and transfer it over, but now there's another way to get the legendary Pokemon. On September 29, between noon and 3 PM, head to the participating Toys R Us stores in the United States to obtain a special Manaphy that you can't find anywhere else. I hate event stuff like that. It just... Oh, I hate it. Some Pokemon you can only get by evolving a Pokemon at a specific location. For example, to obtain a Glaceon, head up the Wintry Route 217 with an EV, fight wild Pokemon in the nearby grass until you will evolve into Glaceon. Okay. Keep track of rare Pokemon with the marking map. Poketch appliance. The map will show you the locations of such legendary Pokemon as Mesprit and Cresselia, provided you've already encountered them once elsewhere. Bring Pokemon from Game Boy Advance games via the Pal Park. Remember that you must have already at least seen all the Sinnoh Pokemon, and that you won't be able to transfer your Pokemon back to your GBA game. Alright. Donuts. Screen test. Oh, so this is where they've got to like... This is where people have to come up with their own like captions. This thing again. You're absolutely sure I'm going to look like Paris Hilton when the operation is done? Just cut off the other ones. I can't stand not being symmetrical. No health insurance? This surgery is going to cost you an arm and a leg. Badum-tsh. And that's when the knighting ceremony went all wrong. So for this month, you've got this thing. Looks like Transformers and a big donut there. Here's our caption. Think you could do better. Donuts are the right of all sentient beings. Are the right of all what? Donuts are the right of all sentient beings. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Let's see if I can come up with my own caption. Because I remember there was the previous Nintendo Power one that I looked at. It was the Four Swords with all the chickens. Right. Let's see if I can come up with a caption for this one. I mean, the thing is, I don't do these in order, but I could just start trying to come up with captions, and then if I ever come back to them and I see like that one, I'm like, oh yeah, that one. I'll I'll see if I can remember what I came up with, and then I'll have to like later on check to see. So so this is issue 220. So say if in the future I cover 221. I can look back and go like, oh, did I do this one? I recognise this. And then I can look back at this video. Right. So, for this one, what can I come up for this one? I mean, they're all like really cheesy, aren't they? And that's when I learned where my hands are. Because I'm holding it wrong. It's so stupid. Right. And this one can be, I know I said I was hungry, but this is ridiculous. There's one for that one. Right. Oh, beautiful panels. This is people submitting their artwork. Is this meant to be like dystopian? Pokemon Battle Revolution. It looks dystopian. I don't know if it's meant to be referencing anything specifically. SimCity DS. Reader review. We encourage our readers to submit the reviews of games, but remember to follow the rules. Keep them under 300 words and check your spelling. If you'd like to submit a review for Nintendo Power First, become an insider at Nintendo.com and head to the review forums and submit your game critique. Reviews are selected based on overall writing quality, objectivity, and game knowledge. Yeah, so this is someone's submitted review. Those negative aspects aside, there's still a load of fun to be had with SimCity DS. Oh, they're calling it SimCity DS. They're not going to call it this brand new. They're not going to say a lot of fun to be had with the brand new Simulation City game. They're not going to do that, are they? And here we have some cosplays, con artists. Solid Gold Me. Just when we think of all kinds of media that have been explored, our readers have done something new. This month we especially appreciated Brian M's use of the mustache and eyebrows to resemble the face painted former WWE superstar Goldust. So this is people submitting their own me's. So like, look, ditto, but they're just sort of like, I mean, yeah, you can see what they're going for there. But like they'll use body parts like in ways that they wouldn't normally do. Anyway, who's this? Remember her name? I remember the name. I don't know who it is. Anyway. Oh, it's Link. And Sakura. And that guy, I don't know his name. Terry. Mega Man and Ryu. And over here. Can I interest you in a creepy flying eyeball? Vati? I don't know who that is. I don't know. I don't know why that's... Oh, that's that Pinello? Next month. Princesses in Need. Bounty Hunters in Space and Pigtailed Puppets in Red Pantaloons. NP's next issue is a Who's Who of Gaming. Revenant, as in Final Fantasy XII, Revenant Wings refers to a spirit or ghost. We looked it up. Expect fascinating tidbits like this one next month, revealing hands-on preview. Yeah, so that's Pinello, I'm sure of it. We have some details there. So is this the end? Hold on, is this the end of the... No? I'm confused. Your official Nintendo magazine, more adverts, achieve maximum power. Each month we deliver big time gaming content like inside info, breaking news, the hottest previews and honest reviews for Nintendo DS and Wii games. It's all the power any Nintendo fan could want. Yeah, so you can subscribe and... Now, my brother had a poster of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, so I wonder if that would come from one of the... Well, no, this is Nintendo Power, isn't it? So this is US based. So never mind then. Oh, we have some adverts here. Carnival games, up to 25 games. So like I said with that listing that my dad found, they actually listed it as 20, like it was like 100 games, and then they counted this as 25 of them. How very cheeky. But this yes, this is like a big open up spread. Oh, and that's the end of it. Okay, these page numbers don't always work out properly. Either way, Galaxy Wars Galaxies. That's been good. So, it stopped raining. I think I am gonna set this to upload, and I'll go out, get some food, come back, and maybe do another one because I've got some time today, so I think I'm gonna do another one. But still, it takes a lot of effort to just talk this constantly for a couple hours, and one of them I did was 3 hours. So until then, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.